Hi. Okay. Sorry for that awkward intro. But if you saw my last talkie thingy video, you'll know that it was my birthday, and me and my friend Lexi went out to Texas Roadhouse, and there was this guy that I saw. This was after the meal. There was this guy that I knew from my old school because then I go to a different school and I saw him and I'm like, oh my god, it's him. I should like totally say hi to him. So there was a window in the door and I'm just like, maybe I should go look at him and say hi to him, Maybe I'm gonna notice me. So I look at the window, like looking through, like, oh, is that him? Whatever. And this guy, just this big grown up man with this daughter who I don't even want to, I don't know, but he is the door is like right here and I'm just like, oh, looking out the window, and he could have seen me because my head was right in the door window, but he was being stupid and he opened the door full force and it hit me in the nose. Yeah, I don't know if you can, yeah, you can see it, but this happened. This is not the worst that happened though. My nose got all swollen, and on this side, I don't know why I'm funny with a pen, but it's sparkly, so it works. On this side of my nose, um, it was all swollen and it hurts still if you touch it. And my I was crying, and the guy was like, "Oh, are you okay?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm fine." And he's like, "Do you want some ice?" I'm like, "No, I'm okay. You can go." And him and his daughter laughed. His daughter was like, "Nice job, Dad." She was like laughing at him. I'm just like, "Please don't laugh at me. If it was you, you would not be laughing." Anyway, so then we went to my friend Lexi's car because my mom's picking us up, and she saw me cry, and I never cry. Like, I never cry unless like something bad happens, like if someone dies or that happens. But she's like, "Oh my god, why are you crying? You never cry." So then I told her, and Sharpie time. I told her, and then she went back into the restaurant to Texas Roadhouse, and she was just like, "Can I get a bag of ice?" And the woman was like, "Oh yeah, sure." So I got a bag of ice, and I called my mom to tell her because I didn't want her like flipping out, like, "Oh my god, why is your nose purple? I thought you just wanted to dinner. Why is it purple?" You know? So, yeah. And then she was at my neighbor's house where we go to every Friday night for a little get together. I don't know why, just something we do. No, I don't know, never really thought about it. But, there was a doctor there who's my neighbor, and he was looking at it. And he was like, tilt your head up, tilt your head that way, tilt your head 40 degrees to the right, whatever. And he's looking at it, and he's like, I think you should go to the emergency room. And I'm like, what? Me? On my birthday? Go to the emergency room. Me? Birthday. Emergency room. Nose. What? And he's like, yep, you should go to the emergency room. And I'm like, oh, wonderful. So we end up going, and there's this lady at the desk who has the same birthday as me. So she's like, happy birthday. And I'm like, happy birthday to you too. And then she's like, oh, look, we're both in the hospital. And I'm just like, thinking to myself, like, yeah, but you're behind the desk, and I'm the one who has to get the treatment done. So, yeah. And we went there, and I was in this weird room with like this weird like bed thing, and the TV's in the corner, all that stuff. If you've been to the hospital, you know what I'm talking about. And my mom is in the room, and this doctor comes in, and he's like all chill, like he just had like 10 Red Bulls. So like, hi, how are you? How are you? Hi, how are you? Oh, very good to see you. What's wrong with your nose? And I was like, okay. And then I explained to him. I was tired of explaining at this point of what happened, so I explained to him tiredly, and he's just like, okay, well, we're not gonna X-ray it. My mom's like, why not? And he's like, well, it's not worth the beams. And I'm just like, the beams? You mean the X-ray beams? You don't want to waste the X-ray beams on my nose. All right, that works. And then so he looked at it. He's showing this flashlight at my nose, and he's like, "Oh, look at it, oh." And he was like, "If the swelling goes down after like 4 or 5 days, you should go to the ENT, and he can fix it." And I'm just like, okay. And then I get home, and I'm like, "What's an ENT?" Like I know what an EMT is, so I'm thinking it's an emergency nose technician. I don't know. And my dad's like, no, it's an ear, nose, throat. And I'm like, an ear, nose, throat. And he's like, yeah, that's what they work on. Your ears, your nose, and your throat. Because they're all connected by some weird wiring. So if it is broken, I have to get this side, which is where it ultimately is damaged, get it pushed back into where it belongs, and that's really gonna hurt. I watched some videos of it on YouTube because I want to know like what exactly is gonna happen to me, which is not a very good idea if you're having surgery. Just note to you, yeah. And saw this guy and he was screaming, and I was like, "Ow! I don't want that happening to my nose. No, no, not my nose, not my nose. No, my nose is safe." And I hopefully, really hope that it doesn't have to happen. But if it does, I'm gonna be like so sad. Anyway, so that's my little story.